Do you know about Association of Indian Management Schools? It's a 34-year-old networking body of B schools in India, having a membership of about 600 top management institutions. AIMS focuses on professionalization of management education, protects interests of B schools, represents management institutions at national and international forums, financially supports members in academic events, funds research projects on management, disseminates management-related knowledge through its annual Management Education Convention, conferences, seminars, roundtables and workshops, organizes free weekly webinars on knowledge sharing and inspiring young leaders sessions for management faculty and students, supports B schools in admissions through ATMA, AIMS test for management admissions. Visit https://atmaims.com for more details. Publishes a biannual AIMS Journal of Management. Visit https://aimsjournal.com for more details. Circulates a quarterly e-newsletter on AIMS activities. Conducts workshops on case writing. Encourages AIMS members to be part of decision-making processes as members of chapter management committees and the executive board. Encourages students' participation in free weekly quiz competitions by providing support to interested institutions. Facilitates networking and interaction among B schools. Why would you like to remain a non-member of AIMS? Pay a very low one-time membership fee and enjoy many lifetime benefits. Visit https://aims.org.in for more details.
A very good afternoon to a hearty welcome to the Inspiring Young Leaders sessions, an initiative by All India Management Association of Indian Management Schools. I am Professor Mahendra Babu. I teach international finance at H.N.B. Garhwal Central University, Uttarakhand. So today, the topic of deliberation is navigating the mind strategies for mental health management. And the speaker of today is Dr. D. Ashalatha, professor and student counselor, Hyderabad Institute of Technology and Management. We have Professor Ashalatha is a seasoned academician with 25 years of academic administration, teaching, training, research and development in English language and literature, uh, guidance and counseling, educational technology, curriculum development, communication skills, soft skills, and life skills. She successfully guided several research projects of the MEd students, MPhil students, and even doctoral research students. And she got many awards. She got 9 awards for her to her credit, like Best Education Award, National Mahila Ratan Gold Medal Award, Indira Gandhi Education Excellence Award, from International Business Council, New Delhi, Lifetime Education Achievement Award, Golden Jubilee Commemorative Award for Dedicated Service by Alpha Group, and so on. And she got 41 conferences, 37 publications, 41 conferences, 11 seminars. So we are very fortunate to have such a uh, experienced academician amongst us to deliberate on a very important topic like this. Without taking much time, I would now like to hand over this session to Professor Ashalatha Madam. Over to you, Madam. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much for that introduction. So, good afternoon, everybody. Today, as we are talking about navigating the mind and the strategies for the mental health management. So, as a person who is into the middle age, and as a mother or as a family member who will take care of everybody, or an administrator or a teacher or a trainer in the college where I take care of a lot of students as well as faculty sometimes for their faculty development. So this is a very close to the heart kind of a topic. But as we have seen in several parameters, perspectives of the latest modern day living, the mental health has been a kind of a term which has been used continuously nowadays, and people are like they have different kinds of approaches towards it. So I think today, in this session, I would really love to talk about something which is very close to my heart, because it is with this approach that I do research with people in India and abroad. I guide a lot of people, do blogging or write or treat people with ethnomedicine and all that, or do counseling sessions and therapy sessions for the people. Apart from all those things, I would like to share my knowledge. So that is the intention of this particular Inspiring Young Leaders session. So I would like to share my knowledge. And in that context, I would like to, share a PPT. So I don't want to really take the thing and I'll just go only with the PPT. But just this is for understanding, so that when we are taking up this PPT and we are motivating ourselves to do it, then we'll know about few parameters or the topics where I can talk as well as I can show you. So this will not have much of writing on it, the PPT. I would like to show you some pictures which my friends have shared, some of them doctors, some of them therapists, some of them are psychologists, and just share that knowledge with you. So this is what is the thing. I hope everybody is able to see the screen now, sir. I think it's visible. Yeah. If it is visible and if it's good to go, then we'll start today's session. The first thing that I would like to actually talk about or share is that if you see here, the first one, the human, the mind, the mental, the status is different from age to age. Like we know that the child, before the child is born, the child will start listening from the month of 2 when the baby is in the mother's fetus. And that baby is the most volatile, I don't say what we have that on the screen as a troublesome, but it's a sweet trouble where we can train, where we can make the brain growing of the child, where the brain is growing of the child very, very strong and very healthy, because that is where all the nutrition is given to a mother to be going to be. And then we try to see, so from the time the brain starts growing and it start getting shaped in the fetus, as well as when the baby comes out, and the first 6 years where it keeps developing, and finally the skull closes around 6 years of age. Now this is all the kind of the temperament that the baby has. And we need to understand that we can give them lots and lots of feed about what's happening around in the world, and let them experience, enjoy, take in all the information. But I think we should never be very harsh to them. And sometimes even nowadays, when we put a child in a school, we always see that it's very difficult for them to go through so many activities that they are going through. We push them towards doing the performances. Don't ever do that, because that is where the child gets disturbed. I think the first thing that the family, as a family, forget about the joint families or the nuclear families, the first thing that we can do as a family is at least have one meal per day with our child, so that we'll all sit together at home and be with them, and they feel that there is somebody there for us in order to talk to, and they are not alone. This is the first level of togetherness that we give to the child. Maybe very early on we give. After that, when they start going to the school, we don't do that. So like when they grow from that age, where where they're not given any negative treatment, then what happens is that slowly they'll start building up their confidence. They feel that there is somebody there to go and talk to them. They don't really need a counselor at campus at that particular time. And therefore they actually try to understand, and even we start telling them what is to be correct, and whatever irritable behavior that they have, the physical or the psychological irritable behaviors, they will start understanding and not going into that path. When we are there with them as parents or teachers, or somebody is identifying them and being with them, because you need to believe a child when the child is trying to tell you something. And that's the reason why I say, not only having a meal, talk to them, take them out, just go talk, have a walk, or whatever it is. You start spending time with them, they feel that you believe them, and definitely then the teenagers don't go to any other substance abuse or anything, or they become stressed up and they can't tell them what they want, or tell themselves or others or the parents what they want. And that is where, see, that is the care one has to do when the child is growing up in that particular stage. And after that, when the child cruises through that particular stage and goes to a next level where they start working, then it's a golden period. See, like we have to be active, and let us discuss all those things later when I go to the PPT, next steps of the PPT. But then the entire life goes on, then we start strengthening ourselves. But I think the child becomes very, very strong only early on, because early on we need to take much care, starting from before the birth, to be very, very sure. That is what all our parents have been doing it to us, and they have given us so much of support and strength. Otherwise, all of us would not have been so very successful in our life. So all this technology that we are talking about, everything at our fingertips, it was not there for us before. But then even then, our parents were there to support us and give us lots and lots of information on how to lead life well. So that mental strength, once we start giving to the child that we are there with them, then automatically they will cruise through. And then finally, the brain changes happen metabolically after 35. And that is how we go through the old age. But that's okay. We cannot say that we are becoming old and we are not going to live anymore. So see, as a psychologist also, or maybe a counselor also, or as a mother also, the best part of my brain works when when I see people feeling happy and feeling full in their stomach. So that's something which is very important. The empty stomachs don't work that very efficiently. So maybe forget about the scientific part of it, serotonin and all that. When the gut is good and it is satisfied, that anybody can actually feel, okay, fine, I am full, I am okay, my energy is there. I'm not saying you have to stuff yourself or the stomach with any food sort of thing, but it's okay. Like when your gut is full and it produces energy and we are good to go and we are happy in the mood, then that is what makes our intellect much more sharper. That's the reason why even when we say the nutrition part of it, every single vegetable or fruit or anything, including water that we drink, it is going to work miracles. So if the nutrition is not given to the body, definitely the body is going to get impoverished and it is not going to have the energy reserves. And as we go deplete of the energy reserves, automatically the brain also stops working. So that's the reason why I say, when it is wellness, it is both heartfulness and mindfulness, and everything has to be there in order to make our body very, very strong. So in that context, like, something, even like I'm not bringing in the Maslow's theory or the law needs of hierarchy here, but then definitely, when the physiological needs are fulfilled, we are feeling a little bit secure at the back of our mind, and we feel that our social context is fine, and we have people around us who support, and then that builds up our confidence. We are okay in this social circle, everybody is there for us, then all the creativity will come into place. I'm not saying somebody is not having all these things, they don't become creative or they don't become successful, but that is how the mental health works. So like early on in life, it is not that we have to rush towards something like self actualization when we can't fulfill all the primary needs. So this is the law of hierarchy that all of us know, we would have studied in our courses, but still, this is the actualization of life, this is reality of life. When somebody is okay, feeling secure, then the mental health issues don't really come. The mind, the body, and the soul, all three of them, they have to be in a good purview, and they have to be having the same control, so that what happens is that a person feels that, yes, I can try this, I can do this, I can learn this, I can take care of other person. So taking care of the other person is the last thing. Before that, definitely he has to learn himself what he has to do, and that is where everything comes into picture. So all these theories, they have been telling us, that we have to start from small little things, one thing at a time, and then go to the highest level. So if you cannot push yourself or others for doing something extraordinary without fulfilling the basic steps. That is the reason why even when we are at our own personal levels also, if you are okay, whatever is required for you, you start setting up that for yourself, and automatically, your mind starts becoming more free, and then we start enjoying the world around us, and start exploring how to learn and how to implicitly work and become successful also. So the mind, body, and the soul. See, I don't think, I'm not just showing you that these are the mental illnesses and this is where we get the problems simply because you don't get sleep also, or you just get a pimple also, or your stomach is upset, or you paranoia or phobias, and all things are extreme when we have different contexts. But I'm just saying some concentration problems or focus, all these things also can be part of the mental, a kind of a state that we have to make for ourselves. And definitely, that is how it is. See, let me just share a small thing. Just before I started a session, there was a kind of an issue, technical glitch, where I had to get a continuous support of the internet, and I was having issues with that. If I would have got stressed and not taken my lunch and rushed here and there, and not taking the right path or calling the right person, then I'll be in the ultimate stress, and maybe I cannot take the session as well. Even I'll tell you one more thing. If you are coming to the college, and you are getting late, it is better that we get up early, and then dress up or quickly make up ourselves and then travel safely. That is better. But if you are late, let it be late, come late, don't drive fast, because when you are driving fast, automatically there might be a mishap as well. So that is how the stress patterns have to be handled. Everything will have a stress. A child is not performing well, or there is a sick person at home, everything has got a stress. But then if you are thinking too much about it, then what is it that you are going to think? When you start worrying, you cannot think. You stop worrying, then you start thinking more, and the problem solving and the decision making habits will form automatically, and you will start thinking about the alternatives. So that is what is something which is very important. See, if you see that elephant there, the elephant is just tied to a rope, and it is just feeling that I cannot move at all. So that's not the case. It's only in its head that it cannot move. That is how that particular person has trained it. Otherwise, simply with one jerk, it can just pull it over and then become free. But most of us, we have the same kind of issues in our mind, either negativity. We could just keep the blocks, filters everywhere, and we don't want to take a chance because we fear failure, or we have too many expectations from people which will never be met in normal human life. You want somebody to give you a gift. You want your boss to praise you always, appreciate you always, and everything like that. Each and every single thing that we take, sometimes they don't get met because the other person is also equally busy, and it just may be the part of your job, and you can't expect thank you from that person, or you are too perfect that you are not getting matched with anything that you are doing, or you are not getting satisfied, or you over invest time in too many things that you are not able to categorize anything in one particular place or focus on one particular thing. So all these obstacles they will be there in our mind. You just have to get out of them. They are the things you are putting into your mind, and that is where everything starts. So you have to be quite seriously involved, indulged in a way. You start thinking that yes, everything is possible if I am quiet, and I'm going to think much better than this. See, early in the morning, you are busy charging your mobile phone and you don't want to let it go down because you have a lot of work with that. But what are you taking care of or thinking about yourself is the least botheration for most of us. So, who am I? Am I okay? What is my perception towards people, or how I do at the end of the way to do lists, or see whether I have progressed well or not? I believe myself and others, and don't go into any kind of kind of things where my mode is only A or B or C, or I'm very sad, or I want to be very prejudiced or anything. And you see the mind body synchronization, where you take care of yourself with all possible ways, or you try to explore yourself and creativity in imagination, where you start working for yourself or for your organization. You be part of the social media also, but in a positive, healthy way. And you do good mindful practices. I'll tell you what are all those practices in a short while. So all mindful practices where we can do certain things like this. So this is how everything goes. This is how everything goes. And when all these things don't work out, there is no botheration if you take a professional support, because now we are in a world where I'm just talking about, like, just half an hour before I had a technical glitch where there is every chance I can become stressed, but still keeping up the cool and then taking up the situation into your control is the most important thing. So if you want to take a support for technical issues, why can't you take support for your own personal professional health issues also? Why not? Why not? If the internet is not working, you call for a troubleshooting, and you get it sorted out, or any technical glitch you get sorted out. Then if you have your own problems where you think that you are not able to understand or think properly, taking help from your family, friends, or professional people, it is not at all wrong. And that is what is a positive thing that we have to develop in the days to come. Because in this rush, sometimes we don't have the time management, then we are going to end up with problems, and we need to handle them. So I don't really believe in gyms, because that is for the specific people who have the necessity of doing it or necessity of taking it, and they do it perfectly well. So with a perfect trainer, we do all those things. But at the very same time, like we do the physical gym, we need to do the mental gym as well, or the brain gym, like what we call as just first one is that always keep stimulated. I don't mind doing a game at the end of the day on my mobile phone, or do I'm not talking about Candy Crush here, or maybe a word game or Sudoku or something at the end of the day, because I'll be very slow, or a word search or something, but at least I'll enjoy that for 5 minutes or two. It just refreshes me that I've done something. At 50 years, I feel that I'm like a 5-year-old doing something. That's the enthusiasm that I get. That is going to give your brain lots and lots of power. And definitely, when you're physically involved in exercises also, you're going to get. At the very same time, if you are triggering yourself in social context or learning, and your sleep patterns, that is something is very, very important. We have awareness for everything, but sometimes we don't have too much of. Nowadays too much of awareness is there for food also, but there is no too much of awareness for sleep patterns. So even when the child is studying for the exams and all that, even I tell them, you can go for sandwich sleep. You sleep for 2-3 hours and study, then once again sleep for 2-3 hours. You can do the sandwich type also, but don't get deprived of sleep. That is something which is very important. And you read books or share these things with your friends or family, and you do whatever it is. Or I don't really believe in cutting down the screen time also. If you have a control or hold on your own screen time, there's nothing like that, because otherwise you have to do the detox. So you have to completely let you go off for some time, and then see that you're not seeing the screen, you're not getting diverted. So definitely you need to relax a lot and see that your brain is comfortable. That is what I would like to tell. And any one fruit or a vegetable a day, and all the nutrients like water or other dairy or other carbohydrates, proteins that we eat every day, they give lots and lots of scope, especially fruits and nuts. They give lots and lots of scope for the brain management, and they give lot of energy resource levels to the brain. So as I've just told you, first 4 5, if you see, that is what I've just been telling you. See, drinking water early on in the morning, which we most of us we miss that. And sometimes we don't think about doing something very easily. So we say exercise, okay, half an hour, 1 hour, I can't spend time. So don't believe in those things. Just do exercise for 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 5 minutes to start with, and 10 minutes at max one time when you do. That is what is exercise. You do any exercise that you like. You walk, jog, dance, do anything. Or you can read also in the same way. Just read 4 5 pages in a book, and then just this is called as side hustling. You are doing a program in your office. Suddenly you feel like stressed up. Just go for a walk or go for a cup of coffee. You do that regularly. But even you can read a newspaper or something else, which will just divert your attention, and that stress will be gone, and you will be learning something new. You get excited, and eating like vegetables or anything. And I would even tell, like, most of us, we get used to using the lips in the college or in the office, anywhere. Maybe we can stop doing that, or take steps or stairs whenever we can. Definitely, when you have to take the lift, we can take, but otherwise we can do that. And as I told you, just spend some time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes at home or office. Just relax and do something else, or just sit, close your eyes, sit, breathe for some time, and then everything will be fine. Your breathing is the most important thing. Sometimes we don't have time. We sigh a lot, but we don't concentrate on breathing. I'll tell you more about that in a short while. So, as I told you, at workplace, if nobody is appreciating you, at least you can appreciate somebody. The smile you see on the other's face will be the great morale booster. If you feel that you have done something great today because somebody is smiling because of you, so then that is not the thing. We need not compare ourselves with others. And as you see, there are so many things. So every day you can do journaling or anything. But what I suggest to most of the people, because most of the people connected here are maybe about 20 years or 25 years old. So I say that don't take any dairy products after 5. If at all you are taking, maybe buttermilk or something like that, which is very light to digest, is fine. But any food, because why I'm talking about is that dairy is very hard to digest, any dairy product. And when our entire body energy is diverted towards digestive system, it doesn't give chance for the other parts of the body to work. That's the reason we never have any heavy food after 5, especially dairy products. Forget about all the other things, but at least dairy, because it takes long time to digest, and maybe fatty foods also. When the body is busy, all the energy is diverted towards digestive system. They don't have time for, the body doesn't have. That's the reason why if you eat very good, nice digestive food before 5 or after 5, especially after 5, then night your body is ready to sleep well. And when the body is sleeping, the brain is going to heal. The body is going to heal the other parts of the body, especially the brain. And tomorrow morning, the memory, concentration, everything will be back fine. So that's the reason why a little bit of exercise that you do, the nutrition that you take care of, and all the care that you take care of, that is absolutely fine. Maybe your computer files or planning for tomorrow, everything has to be done a day before, and that makes you less judgmental and less stress free. And then you go on and then do your work absolutely well. Now, this is what is the most important thing. So when we start, there are so many things written here. I just don't want to go about. You can also take a look at it and then read, because you are also seeing the screen. So just see that you've got a right affirmation to yourself that you have done well today. Yeah, yes, there are so many things which would have got postponed, or there is still work in progress, but at least a certain amount of guarantee should be there that you have planned well and executed your day well, and that goes well, then everything goes well. This is what I feel is the best way of not getting stressed for the next day. And definitely at this juncture, I would say that most of us, it is better not to take any office work home, so that we finish everything here and go and spend time with the family. That is making ourselves more stress free and no mental health issues then. There are some relaxation techniques about which maybe I would like to concentrate and tell and then talk about. Like there are so many things are given here, but anyway, like you would be saying, like I have written two numbers here. One is 21600 and 18000. So if you're thinking, what is this numbers? On the other side, first side, I've given a lot of activities. This we can discuss. But what are these numbers? You know, this 2160 is the number of the times that we take breath in a day. So, in the olden days, when the rishis or the hermits or the sadhus, sages, when they were doing chanting or when they were doing all of this, along with every breath, they used to take the name of the god. This happens in every religion. I am not being religion specific. So, this happens in every religion because the chanting that they used to do, they used to have the syllable division, which gives so much of lung expansion that the entire oxygen flow in the body will be so well that you don't get any kind of diseases after that. So that is how they used to manage. So 21600 was their count for a day. That many times they have to chant, and this is synced with their breathing. Now just think about it. 10 times, 15 times in a day, maybe for 5 months or 10 months, you breathe consciously. Do inhalation and exhalation and just see the oxygen is flowing in your body. I think that is the biggest boost to the brain. You don't get stressed up that way, because pranayama in the highest sense of yoga and all that, that's a different sense. But that is a different story. That's a different session that we can take. But as of now, I'm just telling that when you start breathing, and that breathing gives you a lot of power inside your lungs, the oxygen it fills your body with the oxygen, goes to all the organs. They start working well. Your energy levels, irrespective of all the things, your energy levels are going to be the same from morning till evening. This is how we need to understand our ways of making ourselves and our body very strong. This is an age-old practice which the people already followed, and it is scientifically proven. Come to the next number, that is 1800. These are the possible number of steps that we can take in a day. So the possible number of steps that we can take in a day is between 4,000 to 1,800. So in the college, in the office, as I told you, if you can walk, you're taking steps, 100 steps after a meal, 100 steps after you get up after a half an hour, anything of that sort. You at least, I'm not saying go and do 1,800 or 18,000 steps or whatever it is. I'm not talking about that. It is only that, can't we do 10 times, 5 times in a day? Just stand and walk and sit and breathe and relax and see that something is happening to our body and we are giving something. That's the reason why exercise or chanting or whatever it is, yoga, they talk about all these things because they are linked to all these numbers, these two numbers. So if our body can breathe in a rhythmic fashion in any part of the day, and that power of pranayama, or that thing is going, say for example, I'll give you one example. In yoga, we have the right and left nostrils. So this right is Surya Nadi and this is Chandra Nadi. You close this right thing and then do inhalation and exhalation only with the left, then your body becomes cool. You can cool your body in the summer. Say for example, you are in the winter where the digestive issues are there, or the other issues are there for your body, then you can close the Chandra Nadi and start breathing only inhalation and exhalation exercise with the Surya Nadi, that is with your right nostril. Your body gets heated up and all the power in the body gets generated for the digestion and all things required in a winter. So in pranayama, we do all these techniques, and this is all age old. I'm not talking about mental health management and the yoga here, but I'm just talking about, say, for example, when we do deep breathing exercises in a day, as I was talking about this, at least if not 21,6,000, 100, 200 breaths, which we count and do properly, deep breathing, take a deep breath and exhale and see that the body is getting all the vigor. That is the most important thing. And your muscles, progressive muscle relaxation or the progressive relaxation is a technique, or breath focus is a technique which has to be taught properly. I'm not talking about, but at least when you are relaxing your muscles with your breathing, the body is getting the energy and the oxygen, everything is going to be fine. And the most important factor of all this is that it is not about meditation. If you do anything concentrated, focus, that is what is called as meditation. It is not that you sit in a place and forget about the world and you do meditation. You are doing that mindfully is also meditation. So certain times, we do things very categorically, very monotonously, and that is not going to help us because it is not going to give us satisfaction. So when you do things mindfully, each and everything, okay, today this is what I'm going to do. I've written this to-do list. I'm going to do it. Maybe you're not a perfectionist in that, but you will do it up to your level and finish that particular task. Now, that is what is also called as mindfulness. So you do that very typically, very seriously, without any glitch, and you complete the task, then your meditation is no need to do any meditation because you have done that properly with a lot of concentration and focus, and you're going to get huge sigh of relief and you're feeling free and happy and you are okay with that. That is the reason why see, these are all the terms, these are all the things, relaxation techniques that are listed up. Maybe a guided imagery where you sit and think about something and realize things, or autogenic training when we start training ourselves in a particular mode, or aromatherapy. I would say that I really do that every day in a kitchen because I love cooking food, I love eating food, and I love the smell of the food which comes also. Maybe all of us don't have a garden at home. If at all we have, maybe eucalyptus oil or some other oils that we purchase also, they are good. They give us good aroma. Aromatherapy is always something which gives us lots of happiness. But a cup of coffee, now let me tell you, for me, the biggest luxury is to just sip a cup of coffee sitting somewhere peacefully. And now that gives me so much of stress relief. That is good aromatherapy as well. Just smell that smell of coffee and sit there and drink and enjoy. That's a me time. Or you have a friend or family, a person along with you, it's a wonderful time. So that is what we have to do. You don't do that, and we say that we are stressed and we have a mental health issue, then that is not going to work out. What is that we are trying to do for that is the most important thing. See, I am not saying that we don't have mental health issues. Maybe there may be some abuse, or there may be some phobia, or there may be some genetic problem where the mental health issues might come. But in yoga and nutrition, we have therapies where even autism can be treated, or some other mental issues also, mental challenges can be treated. Then why is it that we can't treat the mental health issues that happen to all of us on a normal day or a normal way? Because we are into stress patterns because of the things. I'll tell you one important thing. Now we have Pongal now going on, the festival. Tell me honestly, how many of us have got 1 week, 10 days holidays for Pongal? Definitely is the biggest stress on our mind. Children would have got, none of us would have got the holidays. Very few, 1 or 2 or 3. I'm not talking about everybody. I'm only talking about somebody who did not get. Will be thinking, why is it that we are doing this job? We did not get the holidays. In our younger days, we used to enjoy a lot. This, you believe it or not, will be there at the back of your mind, and that is how all the possibility will be there to go across and feel the stress. So you need to understand. And nowadays, like along with the gyms, this Tai Chi and yoga also has become very important, like where they actually ask us to take our own body into the control and see which exercises are good for us. Like maybe Mudra Yoga or Asanas or Tai Chi also can help us. And, sensory relaxation where we treat each sense in a different way, all the 5 senses, or massages where people nowadays go to spas and medical, massages. All these things help. But one more thing that we can do is that there's nobody to talk to. Let us start and write our own journal. I think we can express our own self. Nobody is going to read it. Maybe you can blog, or you can do microblogging, or maybe you can start doing the journaling also. In journaling nowadays, we have got doodling, we do poems with that, we do paintings with the journaling, everything is happening. So our digital journaling also is possible. But what happens is that we start getting involved in an activity which is more active, and then we start enjoying that. See, that is that space that we require in a day-to-day life, where every now and then we are hit with deadlines, or hit with the KRAs, or hit with the outcomes, and we are not able to perform, or we are running out of deadlines, that we have those stress issues. And for all of us in the working stage, we'll have the mental issues because of that. And somebody is studying, they have so many assignments that they have to do, and they have to be on par with the other children and their parents' expectations, college expectations, too much expectations, curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular, mapping, matching, everything. that we'll have lots and lots of issues, and somebody is not there to guide us, then we feel nobody is taking care of me. That's the biggest problem that we'll have. And why is it that somebody will come and take care of us? If we have, then we are very lucky. Otherwise, also we are lucky because we have our own self and we can take care of ourselves. So all these techniques are nowadays available. That's the reason I said you can go to any professional person to take the support, enjoy that support, and then see that we are coming out of it. And I would only say that focus on one thing at a time and keep your mind open, just open. Only an empty cup can be filled. A filled cup will just overflow. So just whenever you're taking to any concept, any thought, any process, just be open that you have to learn, then automatically there will not be any issue. And little bit of exercise, just a stretch, just a breathing exercise, take sunshine, just move, just walk. That's going to be the best stress management and mental health management. And don't ever mix up, as I told you, do everything at office and go home and spend time with your family. If you take homework, sitting there once again with your laptop and doing all the pending jobs, no, I think it's going to mess up because you can't concentrate on your office work or on your personal life, because the family also has to gel well. As I told you, at least have one meal per day with your family where you sit and talk to each other. That smile, that laughter, that togetherness, it cannot be given or taken from any holiday in the world. It's the best holiday, I would say. This is the best place to actually chill. The house or your home is the best place to chill, and that's the bottom line statement. And always remember that your strengths are always there inherent. There may be something which we cannot do. I'm very bad at mathematics. I never thought about it seriously. That is how I'm living. I'm absolutely happy. Why is it that I have to be worried about it? So that is it. Think about what you have in your control. Be very proactive with your physical and mental health, and don't be over ambitious. Yeah, if you are going overboard, over ambitious, you will only take stress in life. Everything happens very slowly in life. I'll tell you, because of a lot of issues, health issues, and a lot of things which I went in my life. After my first PhD, my second PhD took 15 years to come. I did my first PhD in 2007, and the second one came in 2022. And I had to go through so many things, but I never bothered about it. I only just persevered each and every year, took care of my family also, but I never lost hope and ambition. But it took its own time. It's fine, absolutely fine. I have everything, but I cannot say that I'll have almost everything in the world without any imperfection. That's not possible. I never gave up on that. So what I did is that I took 15 long years to do my second PhD, and I finally achieved it. That's it. And I continue doing whatever I am doing. I'm not bothered about, I'm not comparing myself with anybody in this world. That was the biggest strength that I've got after going through this phase of 15 years, that yes, I can be stress free. I can achieve it. There will be a lot of stress even then, but anyway, you can handle it. So don't be, over ambitious, overboard, but be just proactive and do your own work. Nobody is going to come and help us. So just that optimistic kind of positive bent of mind, and the struggles, changes, which are fine, okay, then the success, it is always ours. It will never be away from us. Yeah, we can explore different dimensions, maybe new things possible, with things will come. But apart from all those things, maybe it's a small little child or parents at home or anybody at home, nourishment and nutrition is the important factor. So the nutrition part of it, the exercise part of it, taking care of yourself, all these things are interrelated. See, when people say that the junk food may intermittently have an effect on the brain functioning, I'm not saying we should not eat junk food, but what is the moderation? So always I suggest people who come for counseling, or when I write blogging also, when I do blogging also, that please follow moderation in whatever we do. Then that's it. That's the end of the struggle. Or maybe there is a kind of a problem solving there, that we don't get into too many problems. So be moderate, and then that is the essential part of our life. And that is how it is. See, mental health, navigating the mind is that this is what I'm going to do today, is the navigation that you want to start, do it. But not too many things on the same day. You're brushing your teeth, you brush your teeth. You're writing a letter, write a letter. You're doing a project, do a project. You're teaching a class, teach a class. You're spending time with your family, spend time. But don't mix up 2-3 thought processes at the same time so that you get stressed out. So that is what we should start understanding. So when you start controlling your brain, training your brain, taking things to tell your brain through your heart, through your thought process, that this is what I'm going to do today, and I'm going to do this. This is done. I've fixed, and I'm going to do it. Maybe slowly, maybe fast, according to your physical status. And that's it. That navigation, if you start controlling that navigation with all sorts of discussions that we had, or whatever I've showed right now, then automatically after each and every single step, we can actually take it up and say that, yeah, this is the first level of navigation that I have done. And these are the different strategies that I have got. I can strategize to take up my mental ability to a next level, and then successfully I can do it. Then the mental health issues don't really come when we are taking ourselves and our mind into control. So this is what I just wanted to share with all of you. And Mahendra sir, the session is now open for questions.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your very, very informative session. In fact, participants are eager to ask questions, and they have been sending questions in the chat box. So
Yeah,
I'll
please,
just bring those questions to your attention so
Sure,
that
sure, sir.
you can deliberate upon their
Yeah.
questions, ma'am. The first question is from Anup M. He's
Okay.
asking, like, what about drinking milk before sleep?
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you, sir. So this has been our age-old practice that we drink milk before sleep or eat a banana before sleep. But sir, like what happens is that people earlier on, they used to sleep around 6:30 in the evening or 7:30 in the evening. That is the reason why they used to take an early meal, and by 6:30, 7:30 when they sleep, they used to drink milk. That was absolutely perfectly healthy practice. Now let us think about the dinner time that we have nowadays. It is almost close to the end of 8:30, 9 o'clock, and the body is almost down, and the digestive system is working very rigorously. And after that, when you drink milk before you sleep, very late in the night, and that cannot be digested, that will lead to many more issues and many more problems. So whatever our elders have told is absolutely well, given you are taking your dinner at 6:30. And you take your milk maybe before 7 o'clock, but not at 9, 10, 11 o'clock as we do now, because that will not get digested. It will get digested, but your brain and the energy levels will go down because the body is busy digesting the milk or any other food rather than taking care of or healing the body or taking care of itself or the sleep pattern.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
And there is a question by Salim Malik. He's asking how to achieve work-life balance, especially when one works in a private institution.
Yeah, that's what Salim sir, like all of us, we are into the same fold. But what I say is that, say for example, you are in a private institution, and say for example, if you are a teacher, you're going to take all the classes and everything. You're going to rush. You're going to do your work and everything. At the end of the day, you don't have a time for writing a paper. But at the end of the academic year, when the PMS comes, they ask us only for the research papers or other things. See, I'm not saying you should not do work in an organization, but we do a little part of the work. Whatever work is given to us, you plan it well and you do it well. Apart from that, at the age when you are actually working, I think every one of us, 10% of our day's time, we should concentrate on developing our resume also, or value add to the resume. I think that will give us the work balance very perfectly. We'll not have stress at work because at the end of the academic year, we'll have some achievements. Number two, if you're doing all the work in the college and you're taking care of your, promotional activities as a professional, maybe it can be a college or it can be an organization. Your work is done at the, college, and then you go home and then spend time with your family. That balance automatically comes. But for that, we need to have a very rigorous discipline, and we should have that time management. Otherwise, we cannot mix both the things together, and you cannot go and sit and write a paper. At the end of the day, you'll get only tired and you feel sleepy. So what for me work-life balance is that, even as I just told you, as a mother or as a woman or as a person who is working, or a working mother or anything, I always had only one thing: one conference or one paper per year. That was my target. I never went beyond that. I was not bothered about PMS. I was only bothered about thinking about my resume. And now that gave me so much of confidence that I'm doing something, and I'm also taking care of everybody at home. So that is where. But if you are over ambitious or you're not doing anything also, then both the things are going to be problematic. That is what I think is the solution.
Yeah, fine, great, ma'am. And there is one question from a student. She is pursuing masters in finance and control. Her name is Shubhasri. She
Okay.
says that sometimes she have this stress and
Yeah.
sometimes anxiety also. She just requests you to please suggest her with the solution.
Yeah. Can I know, like, because I don't know for what purpose she will have anxiety or stress. Because she is a student, definitely she'll have the academic stress. Definitely she'll have the academic stress, and the academic stress is something which the college or the teachers we should help, especially the teachers and the college should help to help the students to manage. But Shubhashri, what I would like to suggest is that whatever it is there, you are perfectly all right because you are doing a master's program. Because you see, wonderful. You have done your schooling, your graduation, and you are into a master's course. That itself is a huge achievement. You start celebrating that. You're already a celebration. You have done so much in life. You are into a course which is going to give you a career tomorrow. Just think that this is a celebration thing that you have already done. And this course, as you know, the timetabling or what you have to do or what how you want to take about your way of studying and all, it's all fine. But as I told you, the time management. What I suggest is that minimum 1 or 2 hours in a day you keep aside only for your studies, and don't ever do anything after that. Just any 2 hours in a day you can keep aside for your studies. It can be any part of the day when you are feeling very bright. It can be afternoon, it can be morning, it can be evening, and just go through all your curriculum, course requirements, and that will make you perfect with the academic stress. That is okay. And if you are having any other stress with the relationships or with your food or with your, whatever thought processes you have, the most important thing is that you need to share that with somebody whom you feel like you can talk to people, or otherwise, as I just told you, do some breathing exercises, just go for a walk or watch a movie, just switch on any TV show or just watch a movie, have a chocolate or eat something, enjoy something. It is all fine. Don't while eating chocolate, don't worry about that you're going to put on some weight. It's absolutely fine. So we have to enjoy that also. Just relax. Just do something which you like. Any hobby that you have that you can do once in a while, that is fine. And actually that gives you so much of confidence that the anxiety goes. So whenever you are anxious, just take inhalation and exhalation minimum for 5 times. Deep breathing you do for 5 times, and automatically everything will be fine, and you're going to feel that anytime you're anxious, do deep breathing minimum for 5 times, and then automatically after that you can see what exactly is going to happen. Even when you are driving like that, like when you see a traffic thing, that is also fine. So you just do the breathing and that will be absolutely fine. Maybe if I know about more about your problem, I can help you. I'll give my details in on the screen. You can just talk to me or write to me or share with sir also. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Before going to the next question, I would like to make a small announcement for all the participants that the feedback link is available in the comment section in the chat box. So you could please so that you could get the certificates. And ma'am, Tusum Parveen is asking on how to manage anger.
Yeah. Kusum, yeah, I understand. I know what is the age of, I don't know what is the age of Kusum. Yes, we do anger when what we think it is not happening. That is the first level of anger. Like we think something, it's not happening. We feel like throwing something, and sometimes, sometimes we are in stress and something is not happening. We feel like shouting a lot. Now, what I suggest is that anger is something which is internal. It happens. Lot of times, what happens is that we feel something, we think something, but we don't share it with others. When we are not sharing it with others, how will the other person know? One thing is that you have to tell the other person that this is what is required from them. Otherwise, you just have to keep quiet. Even in an office, we become angry because when you give a deadline and they don't do the things, then the boss will definitely become angry. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you are the boss or you are the subordinate. When the entire process is listed out, now this is the step number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and at 5 o'clock, I want you to complete this task and go. It has to happen. Only one thing, you have to give the instructions. You have to be very clear about it, follow it properly. Then the work is done and everybody goes. But if you're not being meticulous with that stepwise process, what happens is at the end of the day, nobody will finish the task and they leave and you shout. This is not the alternative. For anger, only thing is that you plan everything in advance and do it. At the very same time, with the other person, explain, tell what you require from them very clearly. The communication should be very clear. If the communication is not clear, there is no way that you become angry and they also don't bother, because even if you become angry, the situation only will become worse. So communicate what you want to communicate to another person very clearly. That is the first level of anger management. But that is what I would always suggest. So please be communicative, assertive. Tell the other person what you want to tell very clearly without hurting maybe. But still you tell them this is what. And saying yes or no, it is always fine. If you want to say yes, say yes. If you want to say no, say no. But if you built in, when you want to say no, you say yes, and built in all that bitterness inside you, that will bust out as anger sometimes. So I think you can manage with that. Tell yes or no clearly, or whatever you want to communicate to another person clearly, then there is no need or necessity of becoming angry, and the innermost bitterness will not get built up. So it is same for each one of us, including me.
That's great,
Yes.
ma'am. And one Vipul Garg, he has a question. He asked on how to maintain good health after taking up so much office work, and what should a person do for removing stress?
Yeah, so much of office work, in the sense that the minimum number of working hours, it depends on person to person. As I've just shared in one of the slides, I would always see nowadays there is a very great kind of a rush that people start drinking too much of water also. I'll give you two things, that is, drink water when you're thirsty and eat when you're hungry. These are the only two ways to keep your body healthy. If you drink too much water unnecessarily, also the water is, if it is not getting eliminated, it will only become toxic inside your body. Number two, don't treat your stomach as a dustbin and dump everything inside. You eat only when you are hungry, and see that, check it out. As I told you, vegetables or fruits or anything that is quite healthy. See, all these things all of us know, but drink water only when you are required to drink, when you're feeling thirsty, and eat only when you are hungry. This is tip number one that I would like to give. And definitely each one of us have to think about an exercise mode, or if not, simply sitting and doing a breathing exercise, at least any sort of the exercise that you can do for yourself, that you can always do. And then when you have so much of work in the office, and when you come back, you need to actually relax, sit, smile, talk to people. Now you see how you're going to do it. You are all alone, you can watch TV, otherwise you can talk to the people at home. But without that, that outlet of your expression of your emotions will not happen. So you need to enjoy everything, your food, your family, your friends, everything, then it will be absolutely okay. But simply we are eating without any mindfulness, you are drinking without any mindfulness. Sometimes we are into partying and taking drinks or smoking, and all that also is part of our life. In that case, you need to see where is the moderation, where is the full stop for that, or how you're going to balance it. Otherwise, definitely after you come back from work and still you can't take care of yourself, then definitely all these things, instead of getting the reserves done for your energy, the depletion starts. And sometimes all of us, we have a feeling, chalo yaar, what will we do? We'll just enjoy our life. Baad mein dekhenge. No, I don't believe in that, because that is not going to happen anytime. There is no postponement, procrastination for things. We have to do it when it has to be done. And definitely, if somebody is after 20, I would suggest that you plan for your own self-management and self-health care. Now, that is what I would like to, suggest. So this is what is about my answer.
Thank you, ma'am. And we have Dr. Anuradha Mishra. She has a question on how to deal with teen kids at home who are not in listening mood and are now just busy in gadgets.
Okay. Madam, even I have a son at home who is into teenage. Yes, I understand each child will have a different way. So first thing is that we'll just say that they are not listening. But have we ever listened to them? That is my question to any parent who comes with this question. So is your child into any sports or any activity which they like? Are we giving them some time? Because many of the kids are sent forcibly to the tuitions, or maybe they are in a course which is very jam packed. They don't have time to go and play. They don't have time to, sit and watch movies, or parents don't have time to spend with them. Yeah, definitely. So they are not listening. They are into gadgets is fine. But have you ever restricted them or trained them on screen time? We have to, because they are very small. They are very, very young. They cannot understand what is right, what is wrong. Locking up a gadget is not a thing. If they can't learn self-control at this age, locking up a gadget is not going to be an ultimate solution. Yes, you need to sit and talk to them. You have to spend time with them and give them screen time and say that this is, and see if they are, see, say for example, if the child is there, you're all sitting at home. If they have to study and you are saying that they are not listening and into the gadgets, say that from this time, even in hostels they are doing it right now, from this time to this time the phone should be in the common area and they'll go and study inside in their room or in the common area itself, so that they concentrate, finish all their work and then take their mobile and then do their work. But are we giving them this kind of an advice, guidance, or are we sitting with them, spending time with them, sacrificing our own entertainment and being with them is the major thing. See, sometimes when we actually groom them quite early on in life, they have their own systematic things. It is not that the other children are not systematic and only few children are systematic. Every child needs a guidance plan. And first, we have to listen to them before telling that they are not listening to us. Without listening to them, answering all their questions, then it is not possible for us. I think maybe parents between, when the child is between 3 and 10 or 12, maybe for 10 years, they have to spend more time with the child rather than spending time with themselves. And that is a key for all the solutions in life. They'll have several hurdles in life, but at least they will know how to manage themselves. And that is the strength and the training that you're going to give the child. And then the teenager is absolutely under his own control or their own control, and the teenager is going to become successful. And definitely, Anuradha ma'am, there is nothing like we're going to measure their success just because they are toppers or anything. Every child is unique, every child is special, they have their own things and they have life dreams also. And sometimes when some children come with some projects in the college, I'll be really mind boggled, because they come out with something we never think about. Maybe they seem imaginary, but that is their creativity and power. Let us support them. If you support them but guide them and be little bit cautious when guiding them and being strict with them, I think they'll do wonders. And that is what we'll have to wish all the children around. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. We have just 5 minutes to conclude our session, so we will take 2 to 3 questions with your permission.
No problem, sir. No problem. Absolutely.
Because there is an overwhelming response for your session. There have been number of questions from the participant side. So
thank you, sir. No issues. I'm there.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, one of my students, Bhavna Soni, she would like to ask how to motivate herself to study more hours for longer periods.
More hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Bhavna, what I would like to suggest is that when you are in any professional course, what is the equation? The minimum equation is that daily you have to go to the college, because without 75% attendance, you will get detained. Number one. Number two, that means percentages of attendance will be there. Number two is that you will have a lot of activities, maybe internals or externals, and the ways, the modalities to get the marks. What I would like you to do is that I don't know about your pattern, but you can just think about how many internal marks are there and how many external marks are there. So for this 30 or 40 internal marks, what is the work that I have to do? And that work, how many hours I can take up every day and then complete it. Like I was telling the other, when answering the other question also, not more than 2 hours is required at this age for you to study any course or any subject if you are really planning it well. So what you can do is that you can concentrate on your internals and see how many internal marks will come. The more the internal marks and the labs or the projects or the internship marks, the more will be the CGPA. So theory, sometimes we'll get struck with some question or an answer which comes a little bit, maybe a little bit confusing, or you can't connect to it. So instead of that, whatever projects, internships, anything that you are doing, or your labs or any other works that you are doing, activity, experiential learning that you are doing, that you can concentrate more and then plan well how you're going to attempt them and get your marks. So half of your problem is there and it is completely taken care of. Number two is that you have to prepare for your examinations and attempt it. Now coming to the question of how many hours you can spend more, as I told you, start with 2 hours. You can do these 2 hours absolutely well. Any part of the time you can do it. How you motivate yourself is that early in the morning, if you are not okay, don't do anything at all. Just go to the college, listen to all the classes, take notes, everything, come back. So you have your routines of family, friends, TV, everything. At the end of the day, do those 2 hours. You will never feel that is boring. If you stop yourself from other things only, then your motivation in the studies will not happen. But I really know that some parents give so much of push. They even stop you from watching television, or you don't have an internet connection, or you don't have, Netflix with you. Definitely, sometimes, there are kinds of disturbances that we have. It is not that you have to motivate yourself to study for longer hours. It is only motivate yourself to study whatever is required. Number one, knowledge. Study all the units. Exam will be pleasure. You learn everything in the college, you're able to apply the skills, then it's wonderful. You're going to get updated and then you're going to apply your skill. And finally, with this too, I know everything what I've studied and I have all the skills. Your attitude is only going to be positive. And then you can sit for 10 hours or 2 hours. It's not going to make any difference. The only thing is that you're going to study everything. You want to study only 3 units, then you cannot possibly think about the vision and also motivating yourself to study well. So definitely all the children, they are very, very good. All of you younger generation kids are very good, and you can do this. But the only thing is that start doing in a small little way, then you can start increasing that. 2 hours is fine. Start with 2 hours and okay, you do everything you want and then study in the day. Then we can see what is the next level that we can go and achieve. Then you start becoming more interested. Yeah, you will spend more time in what you are doing. But the only thing is that whenever you are doing something, when you see the outcome very clearly, that is where you get motivated. When the outcomes come, your marks are high, your CGPA is good, the motivation automatically comes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Still, there are questions waiting, but due to the paucity of time, I think we should conclude the session with a formal vote of thanks. And it is very clear from the number of questions and the active participation of the participants that they have been very much informed and they are very much satisfied with your presentation. So I personally thank you from my behalf and the behalf of AIMS also. And now I would like to thank Professor Ashalatha, ma'am, Dr. Sudhir Sharma, President of Association of Indian Management Schools, Dr. Durga Prasad, Secretary, all the board members of AIMS and AIMS Secretariat for the coordination and that made this event happen. And most importantly, Professor Narayan Reddy ji, who made it possible for me today to be a part of this very informative session. And last but not the least, participants from all over the country who not only participated but also actively okay.
Yeah, so there was a small disturbance. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, this is my contact. If anybody wants to note down, you can just take a screenshot. You can reach out to me, write to me. I'll be happy to answer all the questions. As sir said, we don't have time as of now. So at this juncture, I would like to thank Association of Indian Management Schools, Moderator Mahendra sir, and definitely Narayan Reddy sir and Priya ma'am for this opportunity. And connecting with all of you was very nice, and answering the questions was also very good. And anybody, as I've just told, you can always write to me, contact me. I'll be there to tell you and speak with you, saying you're not alone. We're all there together as one huge big family, helping and supporting each other. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mahendra sir, and everybody there hosting the session.
It was my pleasure, ma'am. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
much. The participants are requested to leave the meeting room.